Are Kendall Jenner and Ben Simmons back together? Well, that's the question on all of our minds after she just attended his basketball game again over the weekend. What's up, y'all? It's Emile Ennis Jr. here with Clevver News, and NBA player Ben Simmons and Kendall Jenner's love story might not be over for good. So these two were together for around a year and kept their romance relatively private, but they split in May. Now, since then, Kendall has been single as far as we know, but she and Ben may be back in each other's lives. So sportsgossip.com got some sneaky photos of Kendall at Ben's basketball game Friday night in Philly. Oh, in case you forgot, Ben plays for the Philadelphia 76ers. They were playing the New Orleans Pelicans, but do we really care about that? Because, that's sports, but we care about the tea. Anyway, what do you care about? Why Kendall was there, right? She spends most of her time in New York or LA, so I think the fact that she went to Philly for the game definitely says something about rekindling her romance with Ben. And while she was caught at the game, she kept more of a low profile watching from a box rather than sitting courtside like she has in the past at his games, which isn't surprising given how Kendall tends to be private about her relationships. And another reason why I think these two might be back together is because when Ben and Kendall broke up in May, a source described it as temporary to people. The source said, quote, "They're on a break, she's spending time with her friends and is back to being in fun mode." Now, apparently the distance was getting to be a lot for them, and I completely understand that. I mean, long distance LA to Philly is no joke, especially with how busy they both are with her modeling schedule and his basketball schedule. They have since run into each other a few times, like on the 4th of July, but they weren't really seen out on any one-on-one dates. But something to note is that while Kendall and Ben first started dating back in May 2018, they took a break around August of that year, but dating rumors emerged again in November of 2018 when she started going to his games again. So hello, that's another reason why I think they could be back together, because she's back at his games. Also, the most significant clue is that E! News, who we all know is closely connected to the Kardashian-Jenner family, reported that Kendall and Ben are seeing each other again. A source told them, quote, "Kendall has been quietly traveling back and forth to see Ben in Philadelphia." The source continued on to say, "It's new. Last week while she was in New York, she went down to Philadelphia Thursday night to meet up with him after his game in Boston. She came back to Manhattan Friday morning for a work commitment, then back to Philly to attend his game Friday night. They are trying to keep things as under the radar as possible for now." Which isn't surprising. Like I said before, Kendall has always been pretty coy about her relationships. It wasn't until February of this year that she confirmed to Ellen DeGeneres she'd been dating Ben for a little while now.
How long have you been dating him?
For a bit now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And, okay, that's all my questions.
Okay.
And shortly before they broke up in May, Kendall talked to Vogue Australia about whether she'd combine work and love and get engaged to Ben. At the time, Kendall was non-committal but open to the possibility, saying, quote, "Maybe, definitely not now, but maybe one day," which is probably the most Kendall has really said about their relationship in an interview. And in that same interview, she talked about why she keeps her relationship so private. Kendall said, quote, "I got a glimpse of how my sisters dealt with the attention, and it's cool to learn from that. For me, a lot of things are very special and very sacred, like my friends and relationships. And I personally think that bringing things into the public makes everything so much messier." I mean, that's very mature for a 24-year-old. And Kendall went on to comment on how young she is. She said, quote, "Also, I'm very young, and right now I feel like relationships aren't always super certain, and I don't want to bring too much attention to something if you don't really know long-term what it's going to be. A relationship is only meant to be between two people, and the second you make it the world's business is when it starts messing with the two people mentally. Like, once everyone is let in, you're letting all these opinions into your relationships, and I don't think that's fair." And I totally respect how private Kendall is. She's different from her other sisters in that sense, and I don't mind it. But I guess we'll just have to stay tuned to see what the future holds for Kendall and Ben. I personally ship these two. I think they make an adorable couple and can't wait to see what 2020 brings for them. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you think Kendall and Ben could be back together due to her attendance at his basketball game? Or do you think that Kendall is just a huge NBA fan and travels the country to watch various teams play? Let me know down in the comments section below. After that, make sure you click that subscribe button and click that bell so you don't miss any of our new stories, and then click it right over here for even more entertainment news. Thanks so much for hanging out with me here on Clevver News, guys. I'm Emile Ennis Jr., and I hope you have a wonderful day.